So back on Mercury is in retrograde and like your devices don't work and like all kind of shit just falls apart. That's what I know about Mercury's in retrograde, nothing else. So that's that. Um Waiting on my partner to join because the conversation is between amongst two people. I mean, we can. Oh, there's Khadijah. Okay, so here she goes. So let's see if we can get her up and popping. There's my baby.
Hi.
Hello. Don't let don't let that technological whatever mishap. I can see it on your beautiful face. And when I tell you, girl, your face is beautiful, you are beautiful. Hey, lemonade lady. Hey, Tammy. You see your god baby, your goddaughter just looking so beautiful.
It's a retrograde, so I know everything gonna act up. So that's what I'm blaming it on. But yeah, sorry I'm late. I'm ready to start a conversation.
You ready to start our conversation?
Hmm.
Aww. Okay, yeah, I was on here before and I had to get off, and me and Coco were going back and forth. She told me my hair looked cute, so
That's
um,
cute.
so yeah, that was cute. So okay. Uh, Topic of the day is about our subconscious mind and particularly resetting our subconscious mind. I'm currently in the process of doing just that, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But first of all, we're having a conversation here about like the subconscious mind. First of all, prior to like diving deeper into it, because you and I have had conversations about this, like prior to that, like how much thought did you actually give? Like we all know we have a subconscious mind, but like how much thought, dang, I'm sorry, you're just so beautiful right now, but how much thought have you actually given like to your subconscious mind?
Um, Interestingly enough, I feel like I've given a lot of thought to my subconscious mind because I've thought about a lot. The underworkings of like what makes me me and like, well, why do I do this and why do I have these knee-jerk actions? So for a long time I've been studying different systems like astrology and lately human design, Myers-Briggs, like Enneagram, any type of like typing system I really like because it can help bring some information to the forefront that resonates with like the workings of your subconscious. So I feel like I've been thinking about my subconscious for a really long time, but having the attitude that I can adjust or like change my subconscious is fairly recent for me.
So for myself, like, of course, I'm familiar that, yeah, we have a subconscious mind, and our subconscious, regulates our breathing and all the things that our body does. And I, like, had a work, like, I had information in my head that, my reactions and why I do certain things was also a part of my subconscious, but that's as far as it fucking went. It was just, yeah, my subconscious mind exists. Yes, some of my operations, come from there, but like that was it. Yeah, I thought about it. I knew that was it, but so no real attention put into uh like addressing the subconscious mind and like how important
Right. That
it
is.
is for life.
Yeah. Very freaking important.
like like it. Like literally, it just hit that. But you're being ran by your subconscious mind. What's
Yes.
going on there? It's running the fucking show. That's what's happening. It's running the show. So
Mm-hmm.
if the subconscious mind is running the show, but we're not aware of it because that's what subconscious means. It's right below the surface of your consciousness. You're not aware of what's going on in the subconscious mind, but it's running the show. Then why not like actually take our focus and attention and put it on the subconscious mind? That's crazy
It
that I'm just now
is
coming into this.
right. It is crazy. But yeah, it's interesting because even though I've always like tried to study my inner workings, I don't know if I've always believed that my subconscious is running things.
Mm.
So I think that's interesting.
So how do you feel about that? Do like because I just said that, but like, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that your subconscious mind is running the show?
Um, I mean, yes and no. I feel like in ways my subconscious beliefs about everything, even the nature of like reality, kind of run the show because when I wake up it's like immediately an agenda, you know, it's immediately an agenda I'm not even thinking about. And doing the morning pages has brought that to my attention, that a lot that's in your subconscious mind comes out on the page before your conscious mind fully wakes up. So it's a little period after dreaming or sleeping and waking up, and I guess a 40-minute or like an hour period, or sometimes maybe even 30 minutes, where your subconscious mind is a little bit more at the forefront than your conscious mind. And yeah, just kind of seeing what subconscious beliefs I have, it's like, okay, I can see now why I'm waking up upset. I can see why I'm favoring certain things. Is because the subconscious mind really is like running this program or running these words, or these mantras or these ideas, over and over again, and kind of reiterating the same story. And and obviously by being triggered, I feel like that's the easiest way to kind of recognize that some subconscious things are going on, is when external things trigger you, or external people or circumstances make you really upset and take you out of your character almost in an instant. um and that's a way I kind of start to come to grips of the control that my subconscious has. But right now I feel like uh, I feel like I'm more present. So I feel like things are more, if it's not in my conscious mind, I'm starting to have certain knowings and understanding about things instead of beliefs. So kind of hard to explain, but um yeah, just with my processes these days, it doesn't seem like I'm operating fully just from my subconscious, but it doesn't seem like I'm consciously uh, absorbing information or adjusting my behavior either. It seems like it's something in between.
Mm. So for those of you watching, Khadijah and I have been going through this thing about beliefs versus knowing, and like the difference, like the distinction between beliefs and knowing. So she mentioned that about, you know, knowing certain things and beliefs. But so what I've learned recently and what I've discovered is that all of your many beliefs, and there are like thousands upon thousands of beliefs that we hold in our subconscious and in our bodies, and and all of these beliefs actually are like running the show. Someone did a nice, in one of these mini books that I'm reading, someone did a nice analogy, and it was like, you know, like it's like a ship, and the conscious mind is the navigator, but the subconscious, you know, it produces. It's the one that goes. It's the power that moves everything, either away from you or towards you. So I was like, well, wow, okay, if that's the
Mhm.
case, if that's the case. And someone else in reading was like, the subconscious mind does whatever it's programmed to do. So, however, whether you program it consciously, whether it's been programmed and conditioned over your whole entire lifespan, that is what the subconscious, whatever feelings and thoughts are the most dominant, that's what imprints upon your subconscious. And your subconscious is like neither good or bad, it's just kind of neutral. And whatever it is that you believe, whatever it is I believe that is most true for me, that is what has been imprinted upon the subconscious, and the subconscious operates from that. And it whatever shows up, how you can tell what's going on in your subconscious is what the fuck is showing up and how you feel.
Right.
So that's been like when I'm telling you, this been mind blowing for me. It is literally been blowing my mind. Even when I started the sleep intentions, I knew that a part of that, my sleep intentions were going to, like, that my subconscious was being affected, but like not even really knowing the degree to which it was happening. And I know that I started setting sleep intentions that whatever is in my subconscious, I wanted to come to the surface. So if because I know some shit is going on in my subconscious mind, because I can tell by the results I'm getting in my life. So I'm like, okay, well, I want to change these shitty results or undesirable results. So let me see what I'm missing in my subconscious, because some stuff I know, but then
Mm-hmm.
there are blind spots. It's back here. It's underneath the surface, which is why it's called the tub. So, but yeah, getting a real clarity on the subconscious mind, uh, recently has really shifted and changed my entire game. Like the last couple of days, I have just been like feeling on top of the
Yeah.
world. Feeling on top of the world, because I am consciously and intentionally resetting my subconscious.
Yes.
So that's why I want to have this conversation today. So your thoughts?
My thoughts, I can tell that I'm shifting my subconscious beliefs just through how it feels to show up for things. Even doing things like this and hopping on live, like subconscious beliefs will make my stomach turn before a live video, or before I have to make media or content or be on camera, because of my subconscious beliefs about my physical appearance. And I'm starting not to feel those ways. And so it's interesting to see how sometimes these subconscious thoughts affect our bodies, right? So if you get triggered by something, somebody is saying, like, your ears get hot, or maybe your palms start sweating, your legs start shaking. Your body has ways of working through that emotion. Um, that might not even be in the conscious forefront of your mind, but in your subconscious. And some of those things going on with my body are just kind of slowly fading away, and I can feel the difference. But it's hard to pinpoint exactly the changes, but I know there are changes. So yeah, for me, I know I'm doing the work on not only my conscious mind and what I think about myself, but also my subconscious, and working on what triggers me and realizing when I'm triggered and having awareness of that, which I feel like is a key, because it's kind of hard to have awareness of your subconscious mind, right? Like, it's not in the forefront. Like, so how are you going to have awareness over something where that's like concealed or hidden by nature? It's through the effects that it has on other things. So the effects that it has on my body, the effect that it has on my actions, the effect that it has on my thoughts. That's the way that I get to track what's going on in my subconscious. But the biggest thing to me is definitely my dreams. Um, when I smoke a lot, I don't remember my dreams a lot, but
Oh.
I've been um clean for a while, so I'm like starting to get vivid dreams again. And when I get vivid dreams and I wake up first thing in the morning, I do is like write down a log of like what happened in my dreams and
Hmm.
working out those symbols and symbologies and allegories and metaphors and all those things that appear in my dream help give me a glance into like my subconscious mind. So if I'm dreaming that like I'm rushing, trying to get things done and it's never enough and people are on my back and everything I try, people have a problem with it and stuff like that, it gives me an idea of like what my subconscious mind is trying to work through because these aren't like actual characters in my dream. They're all just me. So it's me interacting with myself. And if these themes are coming up in my dreams, and this is definitely something that's in my subconscious mind. Um, so for me, that's how I see how my subconscious beliefs play out.
That is so very interesting. I hadn't even like really considered dreams as being as being indicators of what's going on in your subconscious mind. Like if I were to read that statement, I'd be like, yeah, but like for it to like it hadn't really occurred to me. So that was really good, and it's so interesting because I haven't been I'm just now recently starting to remember dreams again. And I've just been kind of happy that that's been going on. And it's all been like, I guess, really good dreams. So I hadn't even really thought about it. I don't like trying to put too much thought into my dreams, but that's a conversation for another
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. I
But
love my dreams, even when they're stressful or scary. I don't know why I like being immersed in that world. It's something that feels like familiar and comfortable about it. So I like that right now. I'm remembering my dreams, and I kind of want to keep that up.
I know, right? I just, yeah, I do like the idea because, according to science, we dream every night, or we dream, at all sleeping. So it would be really nice to remember them all, or at least recall them for a second. Um, yeah, so that's interesting because we were talking about how, well, you mentioned how, like, well, how do you even know what's going on in your subconscious? Triggers, we know what's going on in our subconscious by our triggers, how we react to things. Like, and then these are just words, but there's a distinction between reaction and responding.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if we're not actually responding to things and we're reacting, then we are kind of like really totally being led by our subconscious at that point, because the subconscious is what makes us react in a certain kind of way and operate unless we wrestle that control and control it consciously, which then becomes a response.
Hmm.
um, so, triggers, reactions, just like addictions, habituations.
Addictions, yeah.
Yeah, addictions, habituations,
Mhm.
and habits, because I'm like habituations, whatever, but your habits.
Yeah.
And also like just what is like showing up as the reality of your life, like your overall state of mind and your overall like being. I mean, because I was like, I got to figure something out because I just feel bland. I just feel, well, I was feeling bland and kind of meh. But now, a bitch got like joy and happiness and excitement going on and all this other kind of stuff. So, like, and that is all because I have actively, consciously, and intentionally been resetting my subconscious. Like, through prayer and through setting sleep intentions, like right before I go to bed. Like I cannot just fall asleep willy-nilly anymore.
Yeah.
It's not it's just not happening, because that time right before you go to sleep, that is a perfect time, because it's like hypnosis. Like I've seen, like when I was a kid, I would go to see these shows, and they'd have a hypnotist come on or whatever. And at first, you're like really skeptical, but then you're after you see it so many times, you're like, whoa, wow. And and we know that hypnosis has some efficacy. And that's just all in your subconscious.
Yeah.
And then you act a certain way based on a trigger.
I love that you mentioned hypnosis because I was thinking about that when you said other ways that we could reset our subconscious. And I realized I've been listening to this like hypnotist on YouTube for like a few years. His name is Michael Seeley. He's pretty dope. And most of the time I would listen to him just to get to sleep when I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
because he would have a lot of sleep hypnosis that would put you to sleep. But he has tons of different ones like reaching your higher self. He has lucid dreaming ones, which ties into what I was saying about the subconscious being tied into dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And he also has ones that it's like detox, detox your mind, stop smoking, and that's what we were talking about habits too.
Yeah.
So hypnotism to stop smoking and to stop engaging in certain habits, which is really just allowing someone to reach into your subconscious through usually it's trance, like so usually you fall into a trance by the sound of someone's voice or by your own mind counting or engaging into certain visualizations in your head. So I'm glad you mentioned hypnotism because that's a method I didn't think about of how we could also reset our subconscious.
Uh, yeah.
And then there's
Um,
self-hypnotism too. So I understand people being skeptical about hypnotism in a sense because it's like, I don't want this person messing around in my mind and in my head. But there's ways that you can record yourself and self-hypnotize, which I think is pretty cool.
um, yeah, and there's a thing called auto suggestion, where you can suggest things to yourself automatically. And then there's another term when someone else can make suggestions to you in a certain state. And then that also becomes a part of your subconscious programming. And, the most obvious is parents with their children. I mean, because if we think about it, what's all the subconscious shit that's going on there? And since, we have this relationship and, whatever, how, what suggestions were, were given by me to you that imprinted upon your subconscious?
Cool. I've been thinking about this one lately and to never really chase a person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Okay.
that's and that's probably less of like a subconscious suggestion and more like a conscious thing that you told me not to do. But even through your actions, I saw it that you
Mhm.
weren't quick to rely on another person or to necessarily chase people for validation. I mean, there were moments, but so that was one. But something I would say probably that's more of a subconscious suggestion is probably like honestly finances and the
Mhm.
way like money was thought about.
Yeah.
I feel like you didn't necessarily like complain about money a lot to us as children, but kind of like this subconscious idea that there's not enough money. It's not enough money to go do that. It's not enough money to go have that experience. And so I feel like that influenced some of my subconscious thoughts about money and my frugality.
Yeah.
Because I'm a really frugal person. I don't really like to spend on myself much. And I think it's a subconscious thing. It's not really like a conscious thing to me that I'm like stopping myself from spending on myself. It's more like some kind of subconscious program or belief that it's not okay to spend on myself or that it's irresponsible. I feel like that was a subconscious belief that was planted. I guess another subconscious belief is that in terms of like jobs and working a regular job and versus being an entrepreneur and following your passions, I feel like maybe that's another subconscious thing that you always had this supportive energy towards that.
Hmm.
Um, and I never really felt like you told me that it was okay to be an entrepreneur, but subconsciously you felt different. I feel like even subconsciously that aligned with the conscious belief that
Mm-hmm.
you would put out there. Um, I'm trying to think of something else. I don't know about anything else right now, but I'm sure if I think about it longer, then I can come up with something.
I mean,
I would love to hear examples of subconscious beliefs that maybe Grandma Margaret um, put forth and that influenced you.
and rest in peace, Margaret.
Right.
Um,
I've been missing her a lot lately.
Me too. Me too. I saw a picture on March 30th in my phone that was just like, uh, I had taken a picture of her on March 30th, and I was like, this was 1 year ago today. Wow.
Yeah.
Been missing her a lot, but I've also been feeling her a lot recently. So that feels wonderful. And since I since I know that I am an infinite, limitless, eternal being, and I'm, just projecting eternity into this time and this space, I really feel the closeness and the oneness with her now. And it could be totally my imagination, but I love it right now.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great because I really feel that I have her close to me. So that's a really good feeling. And of
Yeah.
course, I miss her physically. I do. I
Yeah.
miss her. Um, Also, still talking a little shit, but no, I love her because I mean, everything, what I consider good and what I consider bad, I love it all because it has brought me here to this place, to this point, and I'm really happy right now in this place, in this point.
Same.
Some things that were suggested that stuck in my subconscious was that honestly, uh, you're not as you don't know as much as you think you
Mm-hmm.
know. And even though I know I'm intelligent, I know I'm smart, and I'm 100% like confident in that. That I don't know. I see how that. Oh, you don't know that is showing up. Just not enough, not good enough. Unfortunately, that was a subconscious suggestion that I got from Margaret. She never, ever said those words. Her words were actually the opposite of that. But through her behaviors, you talk too much. You need to do this. You need to be this way. And then, her her controlling way of doing things, how your way of doing this is not my way of doing it, and I need you to do it my way. And because of that, so then my way is not good
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
so, um, so all those are two that come up a lot, and because we both had this thing about being right, we both had that, but because she was the authority and she was my mom, and I challenged her on that real early, because I was very strong willed and strong minded, and I challenged her on that really early, and of course, I mean, she had, from her standpoint, she had to break me of that, but how that was done and how that breaking of that was done, you know, um, attributed to the not enoughness, and also that you don't know what you really, like, at the end of the day, you really don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. When you said that, that made me think of another subconscious belief with you. And I feel like a subconscious belief with you that you had towards yourself and that you also projected onto me was like, it's not safe to be vulnerable, and it's not like safe to be soft. And I have to toughen you up. I have to do what I need to do to toughen you up so you'll be able to handle life
Yeah.
better. Because if you don't get toughened up, you're not going to be able to handle life. And I felt the same. It seemed like you felt the same about yourself.
Yep.
when you were a
Yep.
child. So it's like automatically with my child, I see my child exhibiting these
Yep.
behaviors that reflect me. I gotta toughen it
Yep.
up, and I have to kind of do this tough love and make sure that this is attacked early on,
Hmm.
which I think has influenced me in a way of kind of thinking like my highly sensitive, like my HSP-ness, highly sensitive personness is like a burden, and
Hmm.
something that I have to stifle
Hmm.
and something that I have to adjust and change. So I'm accepted. Because if I'm my true, highly sensitive, vulnerable self, it's volatile to other people or disruptive or a
Or
burden.
repulsive.
I'm sorry?
I said, or repulsive.
Repulsive, absolutely. Repulsive to people, absolutely. And I feel
Hmm.
like I got that from others, not just you, too, that
Hmm.
it was repulsive, it was off putting, it was strange. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We fuck our kids up, especially if we don't know what our subconscious behaviors were. I was just fortunate enough, lucky enough, brave enough to really take a dive into personal development and realize, oh my God, I gotta get my shit together because I'm fucking up my kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I will gladly pay all that money all over again, just to come into that knowledge. And I know everything in this perfect timing, but I wish I had come into that knowledge earlier so that I could have started raising you guys from that loving place, that aware place much earlier. But hey, I'm just fucking glad it happened.
I'm
And I'm
glad it
glad
happened too.
Yeah, and I'm glad it happened before y'all got, like, they say, like, after 13, like, you parents have there's no more that they can do for their kids. The kids are just going to be the way they are until they decide to
Yeah,
change. So I'm glad that it happened before that time period.
me too.
Yeah, because I know that Margaret and I can never even have this conversation. Oh yeah, what she would have been like, I ain't do shit to you.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought about that. I thought about that before I asked that question. I was like, oh, if she's around or if her energy floating around, she would not like this. Don't be
Yes.
dragging me into some shit or saying that I did this to you, you know. But who knows? Who knows?
Who
Maybe
knows?
she would be open to that and discussing that. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so okay, so how are you actively for, because the title is resetting your subconscious. So how are you actively doing that? How are you actively resetting your consciousness now, if that's an intention of yours?
Right. Um, how am I actively resetting my subconscious? I would probably say through the morning pages. I would probably say through introspection. I would probably say yoga, definitely. Which is a strange one, but just being in my body and being in the present moment, and doing the act of yoga and being physical when I used to kind of just believe that being physical was something that wasn't really for me or and I wasn't really good at. Just being in the present moment and being physical helps kind of reset subconscious beliefs I have about myself. And also just clear my subconscious mind, I think, clear some of the muck out of my subconscious mind. Um, what else? Guided meditation when I do it, affirmations. I think affirmations are great. Something you can tell yourself over and over again that starts to submit itself into your subconscious the more you say it. And honestly, just experiencing life and having new experiences come to me, new opportunities. that also kind of changes my subconscious beliefs, because if I'm attracting a different type of opportunity or a different type of experience that I thought I couldn't attract before, that creates kind of like a contradiction, right, in the belief. So it becomes harder to hold on to the belief when there are all these things that contradict it. So a lot of external things actually for me help reset my subconscious beliefs. What about you?
That's well, you know what I'm doing. You know I am swearing by fucking sleep
Mhm.
intentions these days. So, for those who are watching, sleep intention is an intention that you set while you're sleeping, because your subconscious mind works 24/7. It does not sleep. It does not rest. It's always on and popping. So, so I am working even while I'm sleeping by putting my subconscious mind to work. And now my sleep intentions, are really solely about resetting my subconscious. Now it's just that, I'm shifting my whole core paradigm. Last month in March, Khadijah and I embarked upon a challenge that was put out by Coach Val J on Instagram, and and I had also come across it in the book that I'm reading, The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. And in it talks about like your core self-concept and what that is. And your core your core self-concept, even though you might have a conscious one, you also have a subconscious your subconscious mind has a core self-concept, and that concept that your subconscious mind has is the one that's operating and the
Yes.
one that is getting you all the results um, that one has in their life. So because I am reprogramming that whole self concept consciously, I wanted to do it also unconsciously as well. So while I'm sleeping, so sleep intention right before going to sleep, I am an infinite, limitless, eternal being projecting eternity into time and space. So I'm operating from that sense, and that's another conversation that we get to have about, yeah, about who we are choosing to be. But anyway, so because that's who I'm choosing to be, and that's what's going on, sleep intentions, affirmations, conscious intentions throughout the day. And definitely like my prayer, because my praying is different, like I like affirmative prayer and I like scientific prayer, and also asking. So, and I have literally prayed and asked that my core concept of who I am, that it shifts and it changes, and also more importantly than anything, I am managing and mastering my feelings, because the subconscious speaks in dominant thoughts and dominant
Yeah.
feelings. So, and I can have a thought and I can set a sleep intention all night long, every night for 18,000 nights. However, if my dominant feelings and my dominant thoughts are working against that or contradict what my conscious mind is saying and doing, then it's a
Yeah.
wash. What that subconscious is picking up on and is programmed to do is the dominant thoughts. So I am actively, consciously, intentionally, determinedly, and decidedly um, working on having good dominant feelings, desirable dominant feelings. All of this all of this anger, all of this upset, all of this annoyance, irritation, aggravation, upset, any type of upset. Yeah, nah, I just can't. I cannot. It's too important. Like, it is really too important. My health is at stake, and all of my well-being, physical, emotional, spiritual, it's all at stake. So those fucked up ass feelings have no place here. So I am actively seeking good feelings. I don't care if it's from licking a fucking ice cream cone, and once I lick it and I get a good feeling, then I need to roll with that. Roll with that. So And I don't know why I chose licking an ice cream
I know.
cone. The last time I had a fucking ice cream cone, maybe that's little Kelly going, you like
Right.
some ice cream again. I
Right.
don't know. So, but yeah, hmm and watching out, managing those feelings. So managing feelings of shame,
Yeah.
feelings of guilt, because ruminating and marinating in those and sitting around, and I get it, feel the feelings, but I gotta match those feelings with good feelings and dominant feelings that I want to have in all of my cells, in every cell of my body. So
Yep.
that is the way. And also through my pages, because I'm writing, and in my pages there's lots of affirmations, or a lot of affirming statements about myself that are really desirable, and that are leading me and in the direction of who I have decided that I am going to be.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Love the pages for that.
Love the pages, love the pages. And for those of you watching who don't know, Khadijah and I started doing journaling, but instead of, it's not journal. Well, we don't call it journaling. We just call it the pages, and it's from The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron.
Mhm.
And Khadijah and I have been doing our pages for over a year now.
Yeah. It'll be 2 years in December.
Yeah, it'll be two
Every
years
day
in December.
we've been doing those
Every day,
pages. Yeah.
every day,
So
and it has been empowering, and it I mean, and you know what's interesting, because we talked about it and it spurred other people to do it, and I had a friend, and they were just like, I'm not, they're not for me, because just all of the gunk that is just constant gunk, and people don't want to see it and continue to read it. And I get it, because for a minute when I used to journal, I felt that way too. I was like, I keep writing around about the same dumbass shit, and it was frustrating, and it put me in upset to write about the same bullshit every goddamn day. It's like the same thing.
yeah. And
um
sometimes
I,
it's cringy for people. Sometimes people it exercises and brings forth a part of you that you don't want to see and you don't feel like is your core or your true self, and that can be scary to some people. um so yeah, this like discard that journal, burn it, do whatever I can to get that away from me. And yeah, so I can understand it's a very triggering experience for a lot of people to journal in this manner, and to truly get the thoughts out, the subconscious thoughts out, that have been lurking beneath the surface and haven't been addressed. So
yeah,
some serious shit. But if you can do it, and if you can go through and face your subconscious and go deeper, the only way out is through. So you just got to do it sometimes, or not. I mean, you can
or
always
not.
choose to ignore that, or to feel like it doesn't have an impact on your life. But for me, definitely understanding some of my subconscious beliefs helped me alter some of my conscious actions.
Right there. So I think that the biggest takeaways are, one, to just even give our subconscious what's even to give ourselves a glimpse of what's going on in our subconscious mind. Take some time to notice what's going on in your subconscious mind, and you can tell by your reactions, your response. Look at your life. Your life is the biggest. The results of your life are the biggest indications of what's going on subconsciously with us. And it's not about what we have, it's about our life, in terms of how do we feel
Yeah,
about our life, how do we feel about ourselves, how do we feel in general, because
who we're
I
attracting.
who we're attracting. Because you know what's interesting, because I asked you, and I asked your sister, and then I asked some other people, and I was like, when's the last time you woke up happy? I have not asked an adult that recently, and I'm going to keep asking people, but I have not asked an adult that recently that was hadn't had any recent memories of waking up happy. And I was like, fuck,
But them
whoa.
kids in that house wake up happy every single day.
Man, these kids not only happy,
Excited.
excited, like to start the day. Good morning,
Yes.
yaya.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I was like, yes. So I'm glad that I'm waking up happy. Next on the train is to wake up excited and
Yeah.
elated and exuberant and jubilation.
Right. I'm like just glad I'm not waking up mad I woke up, like because that was really just that was the agenda for a long time. And now I'm waking up and it's more in a neutral space. And I'm grateful for that because just waking up and being upset that I'm up, upset that it's just like, damn, I'm in this fucking dimension again,
Again.
another day in this dimension, another day on this prison planet. Like,
Oh, no, you didn't call it the
it
prison
was just
planet.
like a lot of frustration and bitterness at the world, and a lot of upset. And it kind of translated into this morning grumpiness.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have my grogginess in the morning and stuff. And I think I'm always going to be a person who's more slow to stir and to rise than other people. But at the same time, I don't have to be grumpy, especially when I get to be grateful for my life and what I have, because not everybody has a life to wake up to today. So
I think slow and happy can exist in the same space very easily.
mm,
I think slow and happy can exist in the same space. Yeah. And even if
absolutely,
it's just waking up
yeah,
grateful, waking up appreciative,
yes,
waking up, and because I recently, I was just like, my overall general feeling is fucking upset and kind of angry, even though I'm smiling and even though, I'm staying positive. But again, two things can exist at the same time. You can be positive and still feel miserable and upset, because I wasn't necessarily upset at anyone outside of myself. I was upset at me.
yeah,
Bitch, you not doing what you said
uh-huh,
you was gonna do. You not
uh-huh,
living up to your full potential and
hmm
all of this. So just upset. Positive, but upset.
but upset,
But upset.
yeah. Hey Coco, welcome back.
Hey, you back. So yeah, so waking up, yeah, so that's a huge indicator of what's going on in subconscious, because it's not about what you have, it's about how you
Yeah,
feel. How you feeling about yourself, how you feeling about other people, how you feeling about life.
yes,
And I hear a lot of
absolutely,
people say, "Oh, I hate other people. I hate
yeah.
people. I hate people." And I get it. I understand why.
Yeah.
Because people are, because it's a lot of crazies
hmm
out there or whatever. But my whole paradigm is shifting. So that's a topic for a whole nother conversation. But that's a key indicator of what's going on in your subconscious mind and what can be done to, and like, yeah, I'm loving the fact that I'm jumping on this bandwagon and actually choosing and deciding to do something about what's going on in my subconscious mind. So I'm very happy that I'm just there at that point, even though I'm further along than that. So I'm happy. I'm happy about that, and I'm happy that it's happening for you too,
Yeah.
daughter.
Yes, me too, because I think my subconscious beliefs were running the show, especially when I was at the age where I was looking down and I couldn't make eye contact and stuff like that. Yeah, covering up and or always just like fingers in my hair, like these like nervous tics and stuff. And some of that stuff might be like neurodivergence, like sometimes like stimming, and that's the term for it, is when you make repetitive movements because they comfort
Mm-hmm.
you. Some of that comes with like neurodivergency, but like some of that is a subconscious kind of like feeling that's pushing out an action once again, right?
Right.
So if people are hunched over in their body posture, and body language is really popular in the media, right? And people are analyzing people's body language because it's all based on subconscious. It's an
Subconsciousness. Yep.
instant thing that
Yep.
happens right away when people are communicating or having interactions with other people, or when you're alone. Your body language is a huge indicator of beliefs you have and how you think subconsciously, you know? So
Yep.
even when people are trying to lie, your body is still telling you subconsciously what's going on. So, not having that same posture anymore is a huge indicator that I've made some subconscious changes about myself, just in my body
Yeah.
language alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I noticed that as well when I was walking the other day. I felt different in my stride. And I was like, oh shit, that's a subconscious shift as
Yeah.
well. I think I've always had a mean little walk, but sometimes it's so unconscious
Yeah.
and subconsciously, it's just the energy too that is being put out, that subconscious energy that is in contradiction with the conscious energy. So I'm glad to be merging the two into one and being more conscious about what's going on subconsciously. So
Same. I think we have like a few more minutes. Did you want to ask more questions, or do you want to wrap it up before it cuts us off?
now we can wrap it up. We can wrap it up. There, I guess at some point for the three people who are on here, we should start asking them some questions
Absolutely.
or
Yeah.
inviting them, to give us
Exactly. Inviting people
questions.
on, asking people questions. I would love to do that and just really expand the discussion even
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, really expand the discussion even more. So, we only have a few minutes, but if anybody, if one of the people who are on, if you guys have a question or anything for us, um, put it up there. Can you see what people are? Yeah, you can see what. Oh,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
so anyway.
Right. Today's
Oh, okay.
topic definitely resonated. Yes, I'm glad it resonated with you, Sammy.
Yeah, I'm glad it resonated with you too. Because it's. Oh, thank you,
How do you
Coco.
get so beautiful?
Well,
Beautiful?
you know, um, I think I'm beginning to think that, of course, we're all connected and we're all one. But I really think that certain souls and certain energies and certain awarenesses kind of, cling and stay together. In this time space and in this dimension. And so Coco, we're just you know
And
beautiful spirits.
there's subconscious like beauty rituals that people do. It's called subliminals, and they're on YouTube, and you can listen to like beauty subliminals, and people swear by them that listening to them every day helps change your features and make you more beautiful and things like that, or they can make you lose weight. So it's interesting that you say it's off topic, but honestly, how we got so beautiful is like hitting the subliminals a little bit, doing the affirmations and doing that subconsciously and putting intentions on like, how we want to appear in the world and our health and prioritizing that, can change your appearance
Yeah.
and
Oh,
setting it subconscious.
and Coco, since you missed the whole thing, just real quick, we just basically talked about like the power of the subconscious mind, how it runs the show. Your subconscious mind operates and runs the show, and like how much thought to our subconscious mind, and then like actively resetting it, because if the subconscious mind runs the show and we can see that, based on how we feel about our lives and about ourselves and about other people, even if we feel good, sometimes sometimes there's still things that are wanting or lacking or undesirable, and what's coming to us is based on our subconscious. So we just had that discussion about like subconscious and the triggers and ways to spot what's going on in your subconscious, and how we are actively working to reset our subconscious mind and program it with some different shit. So that's kind of what you missed.
Yeah. And we talked about our childhoods a bit, and parenting, and how parents can imprint subconscious beliefs onto us as children that we take into adulthood. So we talked about that too. And we talked about Nana a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much the full recap.
So just want to thank everybody who's on here, who showed up for our conversation. Thank you so much. And yeah, so that's it for today. Yeah,
Oh
Nana.
no.
Yeah, we missed her.
Mhm.
We miss her. I've been feeling her lately, so that's a good thing. But now off to the park with the grandkids.
Oh, I wish I could go. Okay, that sounds fun. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy your day.
Enjoy it to the fullest.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, y'all. Bye. Love you, baby.
Love you
All
too.
right.